Over the summer, my friend Matt and I spent the day chatting, roasting coffee, and taking some large format pictures with Steven at Pipe and Tabor Coffee Roasters in Brooklyn. In this video, I'm going to be shooting some 4x5 film of Steven and his antique roaster, and then making some platinum palladium prints with the negatives. I love coffee, and I tend to get along well with folks who love coffee in a similar way that I do, so this was a really fun one. Matt interviewed Steven and has a great video of his own, which I'll leave linked below, that goes into much more detail about Steven's approach to roasting and about the beautifully restored antique machine that he uses. I've been buying most of my coffee from Pipe and Tabor for the last few years, ever since Matt introduced me to them, but it wasn't until this summer that I actually made the trip to Red Hook in Brooklyn. I found Steven's approach to roasting both inspiring and relatable in the sense that he eschews modern technology in favor of a more hands-on approach guided by his senses and experience.
My name is Steven Rogers. I'm a coffee roaster. I'm the owner of Pipe and Tabor Roasting here in Brooklyn, New York. I'm in my 25th year of coffee, focused on the nuances, what's possible in a coffee bean through roasting.
I thought the best way to capture this analog approach would be with some analog photography, so I brought my Chamonix 4x5 camera. I shot these images on a 125mm Fujinon lens on Tri-X 320, which I developed at home in Rodinal. One of the things that I appreciate about Steven's pricing strategy is that all of the coffee he offers is priced exactly the same, no matter how much he paid for it. This removes the cost from the decision process, and I think it lets the consumer be more whimsical and adventurous in their choices.
It is on purpose. I roasted a lot of auction coffees for Stumptown and Intelligentsia, and I'd watch no one buy them. I'd watch those coffees get buried into blends once they weren't at auction level quality anymore. I realized that the only things that were selling were the cheapest options. I keep all of my coffee purchasing, an average is $6 per pound, where the commodities market is at I think $2 right now. It's in my opinion, a sustainable price. Some of the coffees I buy are $8 per pound, and then some of the coffees that I buy are $4.50. I try to keep an average of what I feel is a sustainable price, so that I can present coffees that all taste different and all are high quality, and be able to have people choose based off of what they either want to take a risk on or what they think is the best quality to them.
Something that I admire about Steven's approach is his compassion and reverence for the farmers, for the people who are actually growing the coffee.
Well, first off, I wanted them to realize that these far-reaching places produce beautiful, beautiful things, and that it takes a lot of hard work to actually produce high-quality coffee. There's a couple of farmers I bought from in Peru that put 46 kilos on their back and carry it to the closest road, which is a 4-hour downhill walk, each bag. And I bought 12 bags from them. I mean, just what I bought is 12 trips. They're in extremely remote places. The challenge is to actually get that coffee here to Brooklyn in a condition that is pristine is a huge challenge for everyone involved. And to be able to showcase how beautiful their coffee is my first concern.
Coffee can be a ticket to see the world from your kitchen if you let it open your eyes.
It's got to be beautiful brown. It's got to look nice. But also it's about, I describe my roasting style as body focused. I want to form structure to the coffee, textural experience. But then from that structure, then nuance and sweetness can jump from there. You know, where my coffee might start cloudy or muddy at the beginning, as it starts to cool, it should transform into something else and continue to open, much like a whiskey or a wine or most other beverages are allowed a chance to transform if they're high quality. And so with high quality coffee, I think the same way that, you know, keeping it hot and maintaining a high temperature or drinking it all fast while it's hot, you miss a lot of what's special about a coffee. And allowing it to cool down a bit and open up will really show more of what the coffee has to offer.
I did scan these negatives to create digital copies, as you've seen throughout this video so far, but I wanted to complete the analog circuit and make some platinum palladium prints. I think holding prints in your hand is a totally unique way to experience them, and I believe wholeheartedly in physical art. I actually have an entire video series dedicated to darkroom printing where I give away 3 prints each month, so check that out if you're interested. Platinum palladium is a very old process, but it still has a cult following today because you can make some really special prints with it. And because of the stability of the metals it uses, they are extremely archival and will last forever if stored properly. Compared to normal black and white darkroom printing in silver gelatin, you can do this in regular artificial light because the exposure itself is done with UV light. Since the chemistry is brushed onto the paper, I love the way you can have a brush stroke print border. I think it looks really cool. The key is to brush quickly but evenly, and to aim for the chemistry to be evenly absorbed by the paper. This is a super cheap UV light that I got on Amazon for 20 bucks or so. I think it's technically for screen printing t-shirts or something, but it works really well, especially since I'm not doing anything larger than 4x5 contact prints. You also don't really need a fancy darkroom timer because the exposure times are typically longer, so I can just flip the switch on and off. I find that my exposure times are typically between 30 and 40 seconds depending on the density of the negative. Development is immediate, and every time I think it's the coolest thing ever to watch it just materialize instantly from a muddy stain into a beautiful print. After development, the prints go into a clearing bath to remove any remaining chemistry, and then they get washed and dried. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out Matt's video, and until next time, shoot more film.